Good morning, everybody. Kevin here from Watches with Joe and Kevin, back with another 3:01 a.m. Movie viewing. This one, Witness for the Prosecution from 1957, returning for the fifth time to the great Billy Wilder. Kind of runs the gamut on genres and does a lot of genre bending. For instance, The Apartment, no one can really agree on what the genre of that movie is, including myself. Google lists it as a romantic comedy. I tend to very strongly disagree about that. In terms of pigeonholing goes, Witness for the Prosecution, again, I'm not really familiar with this at all. I don't know what the genre is going to be based on the title, which is about all I know. It's likely a courtroom drama. I'm assuming Witness for the Prosecution has something to do with the legal proceedings, but other than the fact that I'm picking up a little bit of a theme with Billy Wilder's work in a kind of a cynical look at the darker side of human nature, even in his more comic films, and I assume that this one will be no different. All I know is I'm going to be surprised. It's going to be a great screenplay, and it's going to have great performances. Pretty sure that, unlike some of the others, I'm not going to see repeat appearances by Jack Lemmon or Fred McMurray. But looking forward to this. I'm not sure who is in it. I think Marlene Dietrich might be in this, and in fact, I'm pretty sure when I pulled it up, I saw Marlene Dietrich, but I always try not to look too closely at information when I'm just basically looking to find the movie. Sometimes even the posters give away a lot. Honestly, I think the only thing I've seen Marlene Dietrich in is her very, very small role in Touch of Evil. But other than that, I'm not sure who's in the movie. I don't know. Maybe Fred McMurray does pop up in this. Who knows? But looking forward to it. And again, this one has come highly recommended. When I watch other Billy Wilder movies, many people on YouTube and Patreon mentioned Witness for the Prosecution as a good follow-up. So finally getting around to that, which is nice. I'll go ahead and get started here. And I want to thank all of our Patreon subscribers for being here with us. As always, thank you guys. Give a special shout-out to our super patrons, AB, Actuarial Lurker, Balish Foldas, Derek Peterson, Devin Garneau, MTC93, Jamie Morgan, Jeff, Jojo Potato, Natasha Norris, NJ, Sudugunda Varapu, Trey Contreras, Word Panda 47, Wolfgang Wolf, Yannick from Montreal, Torgeir Lickstad, Matthew Jones-Carter, and Lindsay Swift. As always, thank you so much, guys. Really glad you're here with us. If you would take a look in the description below, you see a link to our Patreon page for full-length watch-alongs. Okay. Way ahead on Patreon of where I am on YouTube. You will have to sync and watch along on your own source material due to copyright law, though.
And general jail delivery for the jurisdiction of the Central Criminal Court.
Okay, this is not in the United States. This is new for what I've seen of Billy Wilder. The other 4 films I've watched on the channel of his are all American. Tyrone Power, I'm not sure I know. I of course know the name Charles Laughton, but I don't know that I've actually seen anything of his. I just saw this is based on an Agatha Christie novel. Yeah, it's a lively score.
Is there too much of draft? Shall I roll up the window?
Just roll up your mouth. You talk too much. This thing weighs a ton.
Now, we've been flat on our back for 2 months.
That is quite an introduction right there. So this guy is on the mend.
Lot of play, lovely. I almost married a lawyer once. I was in attendance when he had his appendectomy, and we became engaged as soon as he could sit up. And then peritonitis set in, and he went like that.
Oh my God. Yeah, I think there might be some of that trademark Billy Wilder cynicism in this one.
Teeny weeny steps now, Sir Wilfrid. We must remember we had a teeny weeny heart attack.
Oh, shut up.
Well, he's got a staff of 6. That's pretty impressive.
Good afternoon. Thank you very much, everybody. Back to work.
Just happy that you're your old self again.
Any more sentimentality around here, I shall instantly go back to the hospital.
He seems delightful. The lovable curmudgeon.
And I never knew I could miss anything so much. I missed you too, you musty old buzzard.
If anything happened to you, what would happen to me after 37 years?
37 years.
This is 1952. That was in October 1915. The Shepherd's Bush murder.
Interesting, this is set 5 years before it was produced.
Where's my wig?
Right here.
What's all this?
We've put it in mothballs.
Mothballs. Am I not to practice again?
Of course you are. Divorce case, a tax appeal, and an important marine insurance claim. I'm sorry, sir, but you're not to undertake any criminal cases. Not anymore. Your
Oh.
doctors have...
Doctor!
We'd better go upstairs now. Get undressed and lie down.
What a nauseating prospect.
Oh my God.
While on my sickbed, I seriously considered strangling you with one of your own rubber tubes. I would then have admitted the crime, retained myself for the defense.
He's role-playing his own murder defense.
For 4 months, this alleged angel of mercy has poured, pillaged and plundered my helpless body. I'll strike you with my cane.
Oh, you can never do that. You might break your cigars.
Cigars? What cigars?
The ones you're smuggling in your cane.
You could be jailed for this. You had no search warrant for my cane.
I'm confiscating these.
And I have just one.
No.
Oh, no, sir. You mustn't walk up. We've installed something for you here. It's a lift, sir.
Awesome.
Left.
I want one of those.
If the barrister should fall off the banister.
Those lifts are forever burned into my mind from seeing the Gremlins when I was a little kid. Okay, so far this has a much lighter tone than I was expecting.
If it's about a brief, Mr. Mayhew, I'm sorry, but we're full up. Sir Wilfrid has all that he can handle.
Serious criminal matter. Hello, Wilfrid. This is very distressing news about your health. If you could just give us a few minutes, my client is here. This is Mr. Leonard Vole.
Well, according to Mr. Mayhew, I'm not doing at all well.
You're dawdling again.
Oh, shut up.
Well, I wish you could help us, Wilfrid, but I quite understand. Take care of yourself.
Mayhew! Mayhew! Don't worry, Carton. We won't take the brief, but Mr. Mayhew's an old friend and he needs help. Surely I can give him a word of advice.
So this is all going to kick off because he wants a cigar?
I distinctly told Sir Wilfrid no criminal cases.
Well, if it's anyone's fault, I expect it's mine. He thinks I may be arrested at any minute.
Arrested for what?
Well, for murder.
It's the case of Mrs. Emily French. You've probably seen the reports in the press. When the housekeeper returned from her day off, she found her mistress dead, struck on the back of the head and killed.
I see.
There are no previous convictions, naturally. He's a man of good character with an excellent war record. You'd like him a lot. As I see it, the defense may turn on establishing an alibi for the night of the murder.
Young man, you come here, please. Give me a match.
Sorry, I never carry them.
What? You said I'd like him.
But I do have a lighter.
You're quite right, Mayhew. I do like him.
God.
Can you imagine Miss Plimsoll's face if she saw me?
Then let's make absolutely sure that she doesn't.
With all the instincts of a skilled criminal.
But by locking the door.
Christine, that's my wife. She thought I may be implicated and that I needed a lawyer. That's why I went to see Mr. Mayhew. And it also said in the papers that the police were very anxious to interview me since I'd visited Mrs. French that evening. So, well, naturally, I went along to the police station. That they'd write it down and that it might be used against me in court. Would that be cautioning me?
Yes, very much so.
Isn't it obvious to you, Mr. Vole, that you will be regarded as the principal and logical suspect in this case?
I mean, this is England. You don't get arrested or convicted for something you haven't done.
We try not to make a habit of it.
It does happen, though, doesn't it?
Happens everywhere. Happens in America all the time.
I may have done something highly unethical. I've taken your cigar and I'm not taking your case. If you'd like the case handled by someone in these chambers, I'd recommend Mr. Brokenmore. Well, you know Brokenmore.
Yes, I do. A very able man.
I have never known such insubordination. No, not even when I was a nurse in the front lines during the war.
What war was that? The Crimean War, no doubt.
She can smell that cigar on you.
Well, he won't get very much, I'm afraid. I haven't had a job in 4 months.
What sort of work do you do?
My last job was as a mechanic with a motor servicing firm. I worked in a department store in toys, demonstrating children's building sets.
How is he an expatriate with absolutely no money?
I was stationed in Germany. It was fine there, though. That's where I met Christine, my wife. But I haven't been much of a provider, I'm afraid. Of course, if I could just put my egg beater across.
Egg beater?
I'm a bit of an inventor. Well, nothing big, just little household things. It not only beats the egg, but it also separates the yolk from the white.
Is that really desirable?
If you were a baker, sure, yeah.
The only trouble is that I need money for manufacturing and promotion. I was really hoping that that's what Mrs. French might do for me after I met her.
Well, it sounds like motive to kill her.
I was window shopping in Oxford Street, just sort of daydream.
So is he guilty or not? Is this woman a mark? Or is he really innocent?
Almost feels like flirting.
I wouldn't recommend it to every woman, but you, why shouldn't you attract some attention? Tip it and bring it back a bit like that. Show more of your face. There. My bus. Goodbye.
Oh, good.
You buy that hat. I insist.
Okay, this has actually seemed pretty nice.
I never dreamed that I'd see her again, or the hat.
But you did.
Smoking in a movie theater.
Would you mind, madam, your hat? Oh, it's you.
Hello.
That chap on the white horse is called Jesse James. Those others have led him into this ambush. It's not at all cricket.
Don't worry, Mr. James shoots his way out.
Okay, do we have an unreliable narrator situation here, and he's like really following her? Or is this historically accurate?
At this time, you had no idea that Mrs. French was well off.
No, absolutely not. And after we left the movie, she invited me to her house for tea.
I've seen egg beaters before, ma'am.
Oh, but this beats so quickly, and it separates, too.
Compliments of the inventor, manufacturer, and sole distributor.
Oh, thank you. We'd better get out of here. Janet doesn't like visitors in her kitchen.
Disapproving assistants, also a trademark of Billy Wilder films.
Lemon or milk, please.
Well, I don't really care.
Would you prefer some sherry?
Sherry would be fine.
If you care for an eggnog, there happens to be a wasted egg in the kitchen already and separated.
Maybe I'll take a glass of sherry myself. I feel like Christmas somehow.
We'd talk a bit, play canasta, listen to our old gramophone records. Gilbert and Sullivan, mostly.
Yeah, this seems almost predatory on his part.
Suppose you tell Sir Wilfrid about the evening of the murder.
Well, I went around to see her about 8 o'clock that evening. I left about 9. I walked home. I got there about 1:30.
How much money did you get from her?
From whom?
From Mrs. French?
Yeah.
Nothing, not a quid. Well, why should she give me any money?
Because she was in love with you. Why didn't you tell her you were a married man?
I did tell her.
You never took your wife along when you went there, did you?
Well, I was afraid she'd lose interest in me.
Because she was rich?
Yes, I suppose so.
And you were after her money?
Well, yes, in a way.
You knew it was the housekeeper's day off?
It's like an interrogation light. It's clever.
Well, the house had been ransacked. It said so in the papers. It must have been a burglar. I didn't do it. No matter how bad things look, I didn't do it. You must believe me. You do believe me, don't you?
I do now, but I wasn't sure.
Okay.
Apparently you've no alibi at all.
But I have. I left Mrs. French's at 9 o'clock. It was 9:26 exactly. My wife will tell you that.
Your wife loves you, does she not?
Very much, and I love her. We're devoted to each other.
Blood is thicker than evidence. The Emily French murder.
Ah, how do you do?
Badly, thank you. Your line of defense, however, will be lack of motive. That leaves us with a murder for profit. Now then, you've been hoping for a golden egg. Why kill the goose before it was laid? No motive whatsoever. You'll find Mr. Vole very responsive. So candid, in fact, he's already informed me we'll have to sue him for our fees.
Oh, we'll simply put a lien on Mr. Vole's £80,000.
What £80,000?
Well, the £80,000 Mrs. French left you.
What? Oh, now there's your motive.
£80,000? And I was worried about a couple of hundred for that silly egg beater of mine, and now I must call Christine.
He doesn't realize how bad this looks, does he?
Well, this inheritance doesn't make things look any better for me, though, does it?
No, I wouldn't think so.
I thought you were crazy, but I guess now they will arrest me, won't they?
It's not unlikely.
It's very
Matter of
quick.
fact, it's quite likely. They're on their way up. It's our old friend, Inspector Hearn.
Chief Inspector as of last month.
Chief Inspector Clisel.
Is your name Leonard Vole?
Yes, it is.
I have here a warrant for your arrest.
Well, I'm ready. But must I be handcuffed?
Well, that won't be necessary, sir.
Well, somebody better call my wife and tell her where they're taking me.
I will, don't worry.
You will see to it that Mr. Vole is well treated.
We will.
Would you like a cigar?
This is so polite.
That's very kind of you, Sir Wilfrid.
I'd better not. It would constitute a bribe.
Well, there's one thing I've learned for sure. Never look in a window where there are women's hats.
Good day, sir.
He has such a great sense of humor about this, being arrested for murder.
Did you give him the monocle test?
Passed with flying colors.
Yes, well, I hope he does as well in the dock.
Yeah.
Sir Wilfrid, either you take proper care of yourself, or I too shall resign.
You're quite right, Carter. For my first day, this has already been rather hectic. I should be in bed.
Yeah, and you've already smoked one cigar.
Oh, about Mrs. Vole. Handle her gently, especially when you break the news of the arrest. Be prepared for hysterics and even a fainting spell.
There she is.
I never faint because I'm not sure that I will fall gracefully, and I never use smelling salts because they puff up the eye.
I am Wilfrid Robarts.
How do you do? Leonard has been arrested and charged with murder. Is that it?
I'm glad you're showing such fortitude.
Call it what you like. You will not personally defend Leonard?
Regrettably not. My health, or rather the lack of it, forbids me.
Is it perhaps that this cause is too hopeless?
No, it's because that he's very unhealthy.
I should have taken you directly to a rest home or resort, someplace quiet, far off, like Bermuda.
Shut up. You just want to see me in those nasty shorts.
Now, let's get undressed. She must be German. I suppose that's what happens when we let our boys cross the channel. They go crazy. All right, hop in. Sir Wilfrid! Come back!
Leonard has a way with women. I only hope he will have an all-woman jury.
That seems a little spiteful.
You know that Mrs. French left your husband money. Of course, your husband had no previous knowledge of this bequest.
Is that what he told you?
Mrs. Vole, you realize your husband's entire defense rests on his word and yours.
I realize that.
I like this.
Mrs. Vole, I assume you want to help your husband.
I like how this is shot with the light right off of it.
There. Isn't that more comfortable for you?
She's not playing along.
The night of the murder, your husband came home before 9:30. Is that correct?
Precisely. Isn't that what he wants me to say?
You're aware, of course, that when I put you in the witness box, you will be sworn and you will testify under oath.
Yes.
She did not pass the monocle test, did she?
Whatever your gambit may be, do you know that under British law you cannot be called to give testimony damaging to your husband?
How very convenient. He is not my husband.
What?
Leonard and I went through a form of marriage in Hamburg, but I had a husband living at the time somewhere in East Germany in the Russian zone. Would have been stupid to tell him. He would not have married me, and I would have been left behind.
Your husband loves you very much, does he not?
He worships the ground I walk on.
And you.
You want to know too much.
Well, I don't know.
Do not worry, Sir Wilfrid. I will give him an alibi, and I shall be very convincing. And you're satisfied, I hope?
So she's gonna... She doesn't know.
Woman's up to something, but what?
I haven't got much to go on, have I?
Is it jealousy?
The fact is I've got nothing.
I like how this is framed.
I'm sorry, Wilfrid. Of course I'll do my best.
I'll take it from here.
I can no longer...
Give me a match, Miss Grimshaw.
Sir Wilfrid!
Did you hear me? A match?
Yeah, he's all in. I'm kind of curious as to why he took it, whether if he really does think he's innocent and the other guy didn't, or if he's just really intrigued by what the wife is up to.
Mr. Mayhew tells me that you are going to represent me.
I struck a bargain with my doctors. I let them exile me to Bermuda as soon as we finish your case.
Thank you.
Get into these, will you? We need a photograph. We want to circulate a photograph on the chance that someone did see you leaving Mrs. French on your way home.
Okay, that makes sense. Find another alibi.
I don't understand it. Why hasn't she come to see me?
Because she doesn't like you.
I mean, it's been 2 weeks now.
I want to read you a portion of the evidence of Janet Mackenzie, the housekeeper. There's also a hint you may have helped her draft her new will.
Well, that's not true. She was always against me. I don't know why.
I kind of got that vibe too, actually.
What about this cut in your wrist? You told the police you'd cut yourself with a knife.
Well, that's true. I did. But that was 2 days after the murder. Christine was there. She'll tell them when she gives evidence. Are you keeping something from me? Is she ill? Was she shocked by what happened to me? We've never been separated before, not since our first meeting.
How did you meet your wife, Mr. Vole?
I was stationed outside Hamburg with an RAF maintenance unit.
So I take it that Christine has to be also a suspect for the audience, not for the court.
When I find me a happy place, after all, that's what sailors are for.
I don't know if she really is, but I really hope that Marlene Dietrich's playing the accordion.
I may never go home. I may never go home. I may never go home. I may never go home.
Oh my God.
Trousers. If you won't show them, I will.
Oh my God. That sounds like a threat. We'll be back, baby. Also a great shot there. He didn't even look up.
What are you looking for?
My accordion.
Oh, well, let me help you. I think I found it.
We've had trouble enough.
Well, actually, it's your own fault. That costume in the picture outside gave the boys ideas, and...
Yeah, that's probably sadly true. Not that it was okay.
And raid by raid the rest of my dresses, and now you've bombed my trousers.
How about a cup of coffee?
That was weird.
I've got a tin of coffee.
How much?
Well, I don't know. What's the rate of exchange? Where do you live?
Nearby.
Forward.
Sorry, it's the maid's night off.
That's pretty horrible.
You better make yourself comfortable. The stove is slow these days.
Oh, that's all right.
I mean, she has motive, too, because she ended up marrying this guy to get out, and he hasn't done anything, really.
Are you married?
Why?
Well, the,
No, I'm not married. I just wear it when I'm working. Gives me a little protection with all the men. Where's the coffee?
Ah, coffee, jawohl.
Instant coffee is nasty. Okay, so she thought she hooked herself a good future with this guy, and it ended up not being the case.
Would you be interested in having the whole tin?
I would.
How are you fixed for sugar?
I could use some.
I also carry biscuits, powdered eggs, bacon, marmalade. I may never go home anymore.
Are you all right?
Yes, I think so. My head aches a little.
Maybe I can fix it. I'm good at it.
So we got married, and as soon as I got out of the service, I brought her to England. I rented a little flat, Edgware Road. Broke down and cried.
Naturally, she had a solid roof over her head.
Yeah, there you go.
I must tell you, I am not putting her in the witness box.
Officer, but Christine must give evidence.
Mr. Vole, you must learn to trust me. For no other reason than that I am a mean, ill-tempered old man who hates to lose.
Touching, isn't it? The way he counts on his wife.
Like a drowning man clutching at a razor blade.
Yeah. I'm kind of surprised they didn't just tell him, like, I'm not really sure your wife is all in.
Leonard Stephen Vole, you are charged on indictment, murdered Emily Jane French. How say you, Leonard Stephen Vole?
You had a huge audience for this.
Not guilty.
Members of the jury, and it is your charge to say, having heard the evidence, whether he be guilty or not.
You may proceed for the prosecution, Mr. Myers.
I appear in this case with my learned friend, Mr. Barton, for the prosecution. Sir Wilfrid Robarts and Mr. Brogan Moore appear for the defense.
Ooh. Not used to seeing the opposing attorneys sitting this close to each other.
My lord, may I express my regret that Sir Wilfrid is even slightly incapacitated? You will hear how the prisoner made the acquaintance of Mrs. Emily French, a woman of 56. On the night of October the 14th
Oh my God,
last,
he's really terrified.
between 9:30 and 10, Mrs. French was
Appropriately.
murdered. That the blow was dealt by the prisoner, Leonard Vole.
That's not true. I didn't do it.
And the evidence of the murdered woman's solicitor who drew her final will.
That does seem all circumstantial, though.
Chief Inspector Hearn.
Chief Inspector Hearn. This is ridiculous. Just a bit of nervous heartburn. I always get it the first day of a trial. Miss Plimsoll, it may interest you to know that I am descended from past back to Richard the Lion-Hearted.
That's a nice beat.
Tranquilizing pill every hour.
I'll set my wristwatch alarm.
Miss Carter, I'd better take that thermos of cocoa with me.
My learned patient is not above substituting brandy for cocoa. It is cocoa. So sorry.
Yes, Doctor, yes.
Watch your temper. Keep both your voice and your blood pressure
Okay.
down.
Thank you, Doctor. I shall be quite safe.
We placed the time of death at between 9:30 and 10 p.m.
Were there any signs of a struggle?
None.
Would that indicate to you that the murderer had taken Mrs. French by surprise?
My lord, I must object.
He just got here already.
Learned friend refers to the assailant as the murderer. It could quite conceivably have been the murderess.
Inspector, is it your opinion that the assailant, whether he, she, or it...
I am taken by surprise that my learned friend should attempt to solicit from the witness an opinion and not a fact.
My lord, I withdraw the question entirely. Is that better?
That's much better.
Very well, Inspector. Let us proceed with the facts in the case. What fingerprints did you discover?
I found the fingerprints of Mrs. French, those of Janet Mackenzie, those of Leonard Vole.
No others?
No others.
The glass outside was not consistent with the window having been forced from the outside.
Okay, somebody busted it from inside.
Did you ascertain if any of the murdered woman's property was missing?
According to the housekeeper, nothing was missing.
When burglars, or burglaresses, break into a house, do they leave without taking anything?
No, sir.
Where did you find this, Inspector?
That is the jacket found in the prisoner's flat, which I handed to our lab to test for bloodstains.
And did you find any bloodstains?
Yes.
And was the blood of a particular group or type?
Yes, sir. It is type O.
And did you subsequently test the blood of the dead woman?
Yes, sir. The same. Type O.
It's pretty common. Still very circumstantial.
In your experience, when a burglar breaks in, does he usually leave fingerprints or does he wear gloves?
He wears gloves.
When you questioned the prisoner as to the stains on his jacket, did he not show you a recently healed scar on his wrist? I will ask you to examine this knife, Inspector. You agree that the point and the cutting edge are razor sharp?
Yes, sir.
And they were both found to be of the same group, Group O?
That is correct.
Did you examine the prisoner's blood, Inspector?
No, sir.
I have here a certificate.
That's really weird that he didn't. It's an alibi.
And that his blood is Group O. Thank you, Inspector.
Call Janet Mackenzie.
Janet Mackenzie.
He is a tiny woman. This is called Witness for the Prosecution. Which one of them is it going to be that's the big one?
Evidence that I shall give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Your name is Janet Mackenzie?
Aye, that's my name.
That is so
When
disruptive.
did you first come to London? You were companion housekeeper to the late Mrs. Emily French.
Who is this smoking hot woman next to the nurse? She seems very invested.
10 years I was with her and looked after her. She knew me and she trusted me. I was going round to see my niece at Glenister Road, which is about 5 minutes' walk. I got back to the house at 9:25. I heard the prisoner in there, talking to Mrs. French.
No, it wasn't me. It wasn't my voice.
You say that you re-entered the house at 9:25?
Okay.
Aye. I went back to my niece. I stayed there until 11:20. I went into the sitting room then to see if the mistress wanted anything. And there she was, dead.
Were you aware that Leonard Vole was a married man?
No, indeed. And neither was the mistress.
Janet! You formed the opinion that Mrs. French thought Leonard Vole was a single man.
Well, there were the books that she ordered. There was The Life of the Baroness Burdett Coutts, about women that married men years younger than themselves.
Oh, my God.
Were you aware of what arrangements Mrs. French had made for the disposal of her money?
She had her old will revoked.
You heard Mrs. French and the prisoner discussing her new will?
Yes. He was to have all her money, she told him.
When did this take place?
1 week to the day before she was murdered.
Thank you.
He's got a little fire plug giving us a testimony here.
In the old will, the will that was revoked, were you not to receive the bulk of Mrs. French's estate?
Aye, that's so.
It is entirely understandable that you are antagonistic to the prisoner.
He's a shifter, scheming rascal. But I'm not antagonistic to him.
Just you form this opinion because his friendship with your mistress cost you the bulk of her estate.
I never liked him.
What did you hear them say?
I didn't hear what they actually said.
What makes you say the man's voice was Leonard Vole's?
I know his voice well enough. I was there long enough to hear what I heard.
Come, Miss Mackenzie.
That's true. She looks like she's struggling to hear here.
Did Mrs. French sometimes watch television in the evening?
Yes.
Wasn't it possible on the evening when you returned home and passed the door
That's
that
good,
what
yeah.
you really heard was the television?
It was not the television. Because the television was away being repaired that week. That's why.
Yeah, that's not great.
Silence!
He's got the shakes.
Odd. It's not time yet.
You are registered, are you not, under the National Health Insurance Act?
Aye, that's so.
Did you recently apply to the National Health Insurance for a hearing aid?
For what?
Did you apply to the National Health Insurance for a hearing aid?
Yes, I did.
Okay, yeah.
You could distinguish the voice of the prisoner, Leonard Vole.
Oh, who?
That's actually really good.
Oh, maybe you could help me, your lordship. 6 months ago, I applied for my hearing aid.
You are missing very little.
This is like Curmudgeon the movie. This is really good.
I swear by Almighty God.
Am I the only one that's been fascinated by the pattern he's been making with his pills here?
I now call the final witness for the prosecution, Christine Helm.
Christine Helm!
I thought they couldn't do that. I guess if she volunteers to do it, to testify against her husband. Well, it's a good thing the defense didn't put her on the stand, I guess.
I swear by Almighty God that the evidence I shall give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I'm leaning towards that she's actually the killer.
I have the most serious objection to this witness being summoned by the prosecution.
That I summon not Mrs. Vole, but Mrs. Helm.
Oh my God, that's the loophole?
Are you actually his wife?
No, but I already had a husband. He's still alive.
Is there any proof of a so-called previous marriage?
Is this a certificate of marriage between yourself and one Otto Ludwig Helm?
I don't see any reason why this witness should not be qualified to give evidence.
Because she married the defendant.
Did he in fact return at 9:25?
No. He returned at 10 minutes past 10.
Christine, what are you saying?
She's lying.
He was breathing hard, very excited. Then he told me to wash the cuffs. They had blood on them. He said, I've killed her.
Christine, why are you lying? Why are you saying these things?
What an awful woman. Oh, she's evil, that one. I've known it all along.
Well, now I don't know. The whole room seems to be agreeing with me.
But you changed your story now. Why?
I cannot go on lying to save him.
It was not because he was your husband and you loved him.
I never loved him.
It was gratitude to the prisoner then that prompted you to give him an alibi in your statement to the police.
I cannot come into court and swear that he was with me at the time when it was done. I cannot do it.
She doesn't seem very credible regardless.
When you first met the prisoner in Hamburg, you lied to him about your marital status?
Yes.
And subsequently, in arranging the marriage, you lied to the authorities?
Yes.
And in the ceremony of marriage itself, when you swore to love and to honor and to cherish your husband, that too was a lie?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a pattern.
Or are you not, in fact, a chronic and habitual liar?
Yes, I mean, that's clearly true.
I doubt if anything is to be gained by questioning you any further. That will be all, Frau Helm.
I think he might have kept going if he hadn't been feeling so bad.
I presume you know the meaning of the English word perjury? And are you aware, Mrs. Helm, that the penalty in this country for perjury is a heavy term of imprisonment?
Yes, I'm aware.
Then that, my lord, is a case for the prosecution.
I don't know. She seems so cold and obvious.
Want a tissue? Yes, thanks.
Sir Wilfrid, are you ready for the defense?
It's such a weird character, that woman in the audience.
A case of the most overwhelming circumstantial evidence. The prosecution has produced a surprise witness, one Christine Helm. I objected to her testimony because a wife cannot give evidence harmful to her husband. Her evidence must be admitted, and you must
So in
consider
England,
it.
is the opening statements, in America, they're back-to-back, at least movies and television, but they wait until it's time for the defense to give their evidence before they do their opening statement?
Only one witness can shed new light on this tragic riddle. The prisoner himself. I call Leonard Stephen Vole.
Did you or did you not, on the night of October the 14th last, murder Emily Jane French?
I did not.
Thank you, that will be all.
What?
Have you in fact concluded your examination of the prisoner, Sir Wilfrid?
The defense feels his faculties should be spared for the cross-examination by my learned friend for the prosecution. I am confident that no matter how searching this may be, the prisoner will withstand it.
He did pass the monocle test.
Just a few pounds.
Did she ever give you any money?
There's so many great setup shots in this, like this. Like, courtroom dramas usually don't have that very compelling cinematography, but this is great.
Did you wear a trench coat and a brown hat?
Yes, I did.
Was it this coat and hat?
Yes, sir.
That at the last moment a witness has come forward, and that the prisoner had been seen wearing this coat and this hat. Were you or were you not in a travel agency in Regent Street? And did you or did you not make inquiries about prices and schedules of foreign cruises? But you couldn't pay for it, could you, Mr. Vole? And yet you came to this particular travel agency with a clinging brunette.
Oh, is it the woman up in the audience?
Then admit that you made inquiries about the most expensive and luxurious cruises.
That doesn't look great.
Look, I was in a pub and I met this girl. I don't even remember her name now. So we went in just for fun and I started asking for folders. So I kept asking for the swankiest tours, all deluxe and cabin on the boat deck, but it was just putting on an act. I never thought of killing anyone or of inheriting any money.
It was just a remarkable coincidence that Mrs. French should be killed only 1 week later.
I don't even know why I still call her my wife. Don't understand it. Oh, God, what's happened? What's changed her?
And the fact, Mr. Vole, is that we have only your word for it.
I don't feel like there's enough evidence to convict the guy.
You came home at 10:10.
No, I didn't. You've got to believe me.
You killed Emily French.
No, I didn't. I didn't do it.
I thought he did pretty well there.
I'm from Hawkson Hill, sir. And I brought your Bermuda shorts for a fitting.
What? Ridiculous having those boat reservations. How do we know? The jury may be out for days.
Not on this case, I'm afraid. It seems too open and shut.
Does it?
And that travel agency business doesn't help either. Cigar
That's
will...
true.
If I can't stand up to make my final appeal for him, I'll make it sitting down.
Yes?
Is this Sir Wilfred Robarts' place?
It's business, all right. I've got something to sell in my ad.
Well, really, madam.
It's got to do with that Leonard Vole.
Leonard Vole?
Okay.
What is this you said about Mrs. Leonard Vole?
I'm not just saying.
I'm at the buffet at Euston Station at the far end of the bar. If you want the lowdown on that German bag, you get yourself over here. You better get on over here and bring plenty of money.
Was that really her voice? That looked like ADR.
Some drunken crank, you get those in every murder trial. I'm too old and too sick to go on a wild goose chase. Come on, Mayhew.
Where to, Sir Wilfred?
Euston Station. Where do you think?
Sir Wilfred, where are you going? Your bath, your massage, your dinner, your injection.
And your name, please.
No need for names. If I did give you a name, it mightn't be the right one.
The voice doesn't match this actress. I don't understand why.
Now, what is this information you allegedly have?
Letters that German wife of his wrote. That's what I've got. Well, as I say, I don't expect you to buy without seeing, but fair's fair.
If these letters contain information useful to the defense, I'm prepared to offer you £10.
10 bleeding pounds for letters like these?
How do we know these are from Mrs. Vole?
Oh, she wrote them all right. It's all fair and square. I hope they fix her good and proper.
Good heavens, look at this. How did you get hold of these?
What difference does it make so long as she gets what's coming to her?
What have you got against her?
Want to kiss me, ducky?
Oh.
Christine Vole did that to you.
Not her. The chap I was going with together. I told him what I thought of her, and he cut me face up proper. But I waited me time to pay her back.
We'd better have the full name of the man to whom these were addressed, Miss...
She got away fast. Okay, that all seemed like a very Deus Ex Machina, so I don't feel like that's the end of it. Like the silver bullet that finishes this.
Since the defense has called but one witness, the prisoner, it has the right to be heard last.
The verdict of guilty must be the only possible conclusion.
You'd better begin again, Mr. Myers. That is, if Sir Wilfred is at all interested in our proceedings.
I ask that the case for the defense be reopened, and that a witness be recalled. Evidence of the most startling nature came into my possession only last night.
My lord, the course my learned friend proposes is quite unprecedented.
Yeah, so do you have precedent to reopen the case?
And lastly, there is the case of the King against Sullivan, in which this issue was raised, which I'm sure your lordship will remember.
Now, what is this new evidence, Sir Wilfred?
Letters written by Christine Helm. Call Christine Helm. Christine Helm.
If you still have any doubts about Leonard Vole, I wouldn't mind betting you a very small box of cigars.
I like his faith.
Mrs. Helm, do you know a man named Max?
Certainly not.
It's a fairly common name, and yet you mean you've never known a man with the name of Max. October the 20th last.
What have you got there?
A letter. The letter was but one of a series written to the same man.
Lies. All lies.
Oh, she is very rattled.
My beloved Max, I believe all our difficulties may be ended.
I will not stand here and listen to a pack of lies. It isn't even my letter paper. I write my letters on small blue paper with my initials on it.
Oh.
This happens to be a bill from my tailor for a pair of extremely becoming Bermuda shorts.
That's great.
The fox. That's what we call him, and that's what he is.
That was really clever writing.
Damn you! Damn you!
Leave her alone. Give the witness a chair.
So, she and Max are the killers.
Will you now read the letter in question so that the jury may hear it?
That was really clever how he got her to admit that was her letter type.
His only hope of an alibi depends on me alone. Suppose I testify that he was not at home with me at the time of the murder, and that he even admitted to me that he killed her. Strange, isn't it? He always said that he would never let me leave him, and I shall be free and yours, my beloved.
Mrs. Helm, will you go back to the witness box?
You little monster. Again, Billy Wilder looking at the world through a very cynical lens.
Christine, tell him that you didn't write it. I know you didn't.
Please answer my question.
I wrote the letter.
And that, my lord, is the case for the defense.
Okay, never mind. Maybe she didn't actually kill her. Maybe she's just being opportunistic about it.
Congratulations. Here are your cigars.
Not yet.
Come on, it's all over. Wrapped up neat and tidy. What's wrong?
It's a little too neat, too tidy.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing earlier, but...
The jury is just coming back.
You're not worried about the verdict, are you?
It's not their judgment that worries me. It's mine.
Do they really have you as a defendant, just like with two police officers, just sit there and like stare you down?
Members of the jury, are you all agreed upon your verdict?
Not guilty, my lord.
I mean, she was worried that he would never let her leave. Now that we know that they're not married, she can just leave.
You have been found not guilty of the murder of Emily Jane French. You are hereby discharged and are free to leave the court.
It's a really good performance by him, by the way. Just a guy going through the ringer. We're not done, of course.
Brogan Moore, Carter, thank you, Sir Wilfrid. Thank you for everything. You were wonderful.
Very chipper, isn't he? An hour ago, he had one foot on the gallows and the other on a banana peel. You ought to be very proud, Wilfrid.
We've disposed of the gallows, but there's still that banana peel somewhere under somebody's foot.
Oh, is it his wife?
You'd better wait here until we get rid of that crowd, madam.
Thank you.
Yeah, she's in for a long one, isn't she? Yeah, because she's facing a pretty hefty series of perjury charges.
I never thought you British could get so emotional, especially in a public place. But now I have a ladder and my last pair of nylons.
In case you are not familiar with our prison regulations, no silk stockings.
Well, it won't be for life, will it?
If I were appearing for the prosecution, it would be.
And how brilliantly you exposed me and saved Leonard's life. The great Sir Wilfrid Robarts did it again. I'm not driving at anything anymore. Leonard is free and we did it.
We?
Remember? The idea that I should be a witness. Not for my husband.
Oh, really?
But for the prosecution, that I should swear Leonard was guilty. So now you know the whole story, Sir Wilfrid.
She gave the letters? Is there a Max?
I'll give you something to dream about, mister.
Okay, the voice was...
Wanna kiss me, ducky?
I didn't recognize her.
It's been a long time since I was an actress, and I never before played such an important role.
I will say that the accent bothered me, though.
To invent Max, there never was a Max. There's never been anyone but Leonard, only Leonard.
And you knew he was innocent, I understand.
I knew he was guilty.
Oh, my God!
That can't be so. No!
Leonard came home a few minutes past 10. He did have blood on his sleeves. He did tell me he had killed the woman, only I could save him. He pleaded with me. I love him.
Oh, my God.
I told you she was an actress, and a good one.
Leonard!
This guy's a scumbag.
Fooled you completely, didn't she?
Well, you have made a mockery of English law.
Who did? You got me off, and I can't be tried again for this.
Scales of justice may tip one way or another, but ultimately they balance out.
Suppose we double your fee. There'll be plenty of money as soon as the will goes through. When they try you for perjury, there'll be £5,000 for the best defense you can get.
I don't care, Leonard.
Oh, no.
What is it, Leonard?
This is a nice young lady I met in the gallery during the trial.
Oh, my God. Okay, so this is why we were on her so much.
Leonard, who's this girl?
I'm not this girl. I'm his girl. Tell
Okay.
her, Len. We've been going together
my
for months,
God.
and we're going away on one of those cruises, just like they said in court. Tell her yourself, Len.
I saved your life getting you out of Germany. You saved mine getting me out of this mess, so we're even. It's all over now. They'll have you up here for perjury. Well, don't make it worse, or they'll try you as an accessory.
Oh, my God.
You know what that means. Ready?
Or better yet,
Oh, no, she's going to grab the
let them
knife.
try me for...
Call the doctor.
It's no use. No doctor can help now.
What happened?
Everything went awry while you were gone.
She executed him. Remarkable woman.
You can just barely catch the boat train, Sir Wilfrid.
Better bring the luggage back. We are not going yet, are we?
He's going to defend her.
Get Brogan more to my chambers and have Mayhew there too. We're appearing for the defense in the trial of Christine Vole.
Oh, my God. This case was wild. Wow. That was a lot of fun. Okay, I've never read an Agatha Christie novel, and I don't know how closely this script aligned with the source material at all, and it doesn't really matter. I was completely fooled all the way through by almost all of that. The only thing, I was having faith in the barrister, and I was pretty sure there was something really off about the woman with the letters in terms of the voice. Was that ADR by a different actress? Like Marlene Dietrich couldn't do that very, very off Cockney accent, so they had somebody else do the voice on that, because something was really bothering me. Honestly, there was a point where I didn't want to say anything, but I thought, is that a man playing this actress, or like that's going to be a big twist as it was a man all along, because everything just looked off and sounded off about that person. No, it was a Marlene Dietrich doing British Cockney. And yeah, I was completely fooled across the board on that. A lot of good twists and revelations. Kind of reminds me of Primal Fear a little bit in the end, where I was like, having to accept the fact that I was completely fooled in a courtroom drama by a compelling defendant all the way. This was really, really well done. The actors had to do a lot of heavy lifting here all the way through. I know courtroom dramas actors like to really chew on. One of my favorites is A Few Good Men, but man, are the performers in that are Tom Cruise and Jack Nicholson really going for it, as far as over the top chewing the scenery in that. Great movie, but this had that kind of feel, right, to where it was like, yeah, all the performers really had to go for it in this movie. It was a lot funnier than I expected it to be. Usually hear something like, Witness for the Prosecution, and it's a you expect a courtroom drama, which it largely was, but really a lot of humorous elements to it. Like, this was almost playful throughout the entirety of the movie, despite the fact that there were actual stakes and, plural lives were lost. This was really terrific. I don't know how well this was received when it was in theaters, but it's a really witty, clever script. I know, murder mysteries and things like that were, historically very popular. I'm not sure about the history of, courtroom dramas. I guess this is right around the time of Perry Mason, I'm guessing, the television series. But Yeah, well, certainly it's a great place to mine a lot of really effective drama and intrigue, and this was top notch in both regards there. I absolutely love this. So, Billy Wilder, you do not miss. I don't know what my next Billy Wilder movie will be. I'll have to kind of look at his filmography. But, I feel like the five that I've watched now are really representative of his work. Some of the bigger titles, I'm sure, among his filmography, but I'm gonna keep going because the guy can really make a masterful film. Appreciate it, guys. I will catch you on the next one.